Hello everyone, welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. So we've been putting it off, but I think it is finally time. We have one class to go. And it is... whereabouts? I think it's near the Fisherman's Guild? Yeah. But not this way. We've been pretty good about doing most of the content that we've been facing. But this has been lingering quite some time, and I went the wrong way again. It's time to become a rogue. Hi. There's naught behind these convent doors for a worldly type like you, missus. We're the dutiful sisters of the Edelweiss, all pure and saintly-like. Now bugger off. Hang about. I thought you was just some simple errand lass, but now I've had a proper look. You're gay, ain't you? I know it. We like to snilch all the rising talent, and from what I hear, you're head and shoulders above the rest. If you can handle yourself half as well as they say, you might as well be of use to us. I would imagine that this dialogue changes depending on when you come here. Like if you start out as a rogue, probably he has different things to say. Forget all that Sisters of the Edelweiss bollocks. That's just a bit of fun to fob off the curious colds. We're a guild of rogues, lass, and it's mainly our marks that does the praying. Me and mine work in the shadows of them, so taking a keen edge to the rooks and cacklers would have earned themselves a melon. We don't tout for members, but every now and again we might offer a promising young cove a place in the ranks. If you have an interest in joining us, tip us your daddles, and we'll put a hilt in each one. Daddles. Your hands? Just like the gods intended. So what do you say? Fancy learning a new trade? Good to see you're keen, but I should probably warn you on a few points before you dive in. Where most guilds take pride in turning their members into the best bloody candlestick makers they can be, we only care about getting the job done. And the job ain't pretty. You become one of us, and soon you'll be neck-deep in scum and knife fights. So if you're looking to scamper across rooftops and bilk dandies of their blunt, you'd best take up a different crew. Think on that and come back if you're still keen. I might have trouble with the accent. Didn't scare you off then? Bene. They told me you was just a meddlesome lass, and so it's proved. You'll need every ounce of metal that soon enough. Now step inside and have a prattle with Jack. He's our upright man, the master of the guild. Okay. Hello. I like the hat. I'm the one they call Jack, though I'm surprised you've heard me. Perhaps you'd be good enough to tell me your name, along with that of the kindly cove has told you mine. The famous Yay. Old Lonnie Left Patch let you in, did he? He can't throw a blade for shite, but that one I don't miss not when it comes to sizing up a dimmer mort for the Stalin. I'll pick up the argot slowly. Just one thing. You ain't a pirate, are you? No. Well, then it's time you was stalled to the rogue. Pull on your best beater cases, and I'll swear you in myself when you're ready. Now, I could fill your waddles with the storied history of our guild, but that's just wids and wind. The most important thing, the only thing we care about, is getting the job done. Most folk, and I'm assuming you're among them, know that not long after Limsa's founding, the city was overrun by a motley collection of pirates and thieves. But as wild as that lot were, It soon became clear they'd all end up killing each other if they didn't lay down a few rules, an unspoken code of conduct as it were. 1. You don't bite the purses of your fellow Leminsons. 2. You don't rook a crew out of their spoils. And 3. You don't trade coals like they was chattel. I'll admit the finer points of the code are a mite murky, but most agree on those 3 at least. You might be thinking none of that amounts to a sack of dillberries now that the Admiral's outlawed piracy, but in the back alleys and black markets where Melvib's grip ain't so tight, the code's still alive and well. And just as the law is enforced by the Yellowjackets, the code is regulated by us rogues. We go where the shadows are darkest and hand out justice to them as break the code. Some rum-soaked cove steals goods from the wrong coal, and we steal them back. That's the job, Mother Glass. Of course, we don't hop the twig when blade work's called for, neither. You'll see there's more to our dagger play than just sticking coals with a pointy end. We'll weaken a mark with poison, fade away and strike in the Darkmans, whatever it takes to get the work done. Well, what do you say to that? Got the guts to do a rogue's job? I do have the guts. Alright, first off then, we'll have to get your kit sorted out. A rogue needs to be light on her dew-beaters to stay on a mark's trail. The job might have you fighting across the deck or weaving through a mob, and the last thing you want is a bleeding great battle axe what hooks itself on every rope and post. That's why we stick to daggers. They let you slip through the streets just as easily as they slip through a rook's ribs. Here, take these stabbers and let's see how they look on you. Just don't get so excited when your new toys that you forget to dress for the role. You'd be surprised how many colts come back to me in their bloody small clothes. Yeah, it makes sense, it makes sense. Yeah, put on the gear. And then you're naked. You lose all your clothes. Because you're not allowed to wear high level gear anymore. Except for apparently I still have a couple rings that I have not managed to replace yet. Good God, I mean it's a vitality plus 1 ring. I must be able to find something better than vitality plus 1. But our level 25 arcane, our 28 arcanist is still using it. So, new gear set. Rogue. Managed to strap those daggers on without cutting yourself. Well, we're off to a good start, I'd say. Next, you want to get a feel for the weight and speed of your new weapons. I reckon those bleeding cheats in the field outside Limsa should serve for your first lesson. Test your blade on a few of them lambs, and slice up some rats and pules. Alright, let's fix our... hotbar. I'm assuming this ability is just, you know, whack something. Bending Edge. Yeah, deliver an attack with a potency of 180. Then we're going to get Shade Shift. Nullify damage up to 20% of maximum HP. So it's a shield. Interesting second level 2 ability. Gust Slash is comboed from the first one. Hide, sneaking. Throwing Dagger is our ranged ability. Mug increases target's damage taken. It's a long-term cooldown. And Trick Attack increases damage you deal, more damage when from behind. Okay, it's backstab. An Aeolian Edge delivers an attack with a potency of 100. Combos from Gust Slash. So that's our third combo from that. And then we get our AoE at level 38. So we don't have an AoE until 38. That's a long time. Like our archer got an AoE at like level 13 or 14, I think. Okay. Well, I think our bars are set up normally for that kind of a play. Let's go outside. Kill 3 things. Do some hunts. That kind of thing. Actually, I should come right back after killing our 3. As soon as we're level 5. Make sure our quest XP is, you know, decent. Da, 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 da. Oh, I guess we should equip. We should use some food. Oh, did our chocobo just wear out? I like the attack animation. The slice feels, you know, it's got some weight to it. Alright, so that's our heal. Or not a heal, even. It's a... it's not a DPS cooldown, it's a protection cooldown. Yeah, I like that slice. Oh. Oh, and of course I need to equip my mount. That's 4. Let's find a single hunt target, like that goblin fisher right there, and get to level 5. So this goes there. Oh, that's all we need, just the one? Really? Okay. I know I said a single one, but that's not what I meant. We're probably good. We probably are enough to get to level 5. And after this, we can finally put away our level 1 gear. I think we'll never need to wear something once we upgrade past this. Unless it's for fashion. I'll add a list of marks to your hunting log. We already got them, so that's fine. You must think of yourself as a dancer, not a butcher. You only need so much force to ram a short blade into the hilt. Precision and speed, that's how you get the most out of your stabbers. Bulky armor only have you plodding about like an ungainly aurochs, so make sure you're wearing gear will let you move freely as well. Alright, get your blade work up to scratch and I might just have a job for you. Oh there, Yang. I must say, you're looking comfortable enough with those stabber's ears. I reckon you're good enough for your first assignment. Ordinarily, I'd stow my wids and let you get on with your work, but seeing as we only just dragged you into the shadows, there might be a couple things what you ain't familiar with. Let's build on what you do know. The Admiral, God bless her soul, has outlawed piracy. So why do you think there's still so many pirates in the town? I'll tell you why. It's because there's still one way for them to loot and pillage without incurring the wrath of the law. All you need to do is apply to serve the thalassocracy as a certified privateer. A captain with a privateer's license is free to terrorize the seas till the owled goats come home, so long as he only targets vessels that belong to the Agarlian Empire. Considering how bloody vast the Empire is, there's plenty of looting to go around. Crews fill their holds with Imperial plunder, then sail back here to Limsa to offload the spoils, and that's where this particular case went sour. This crew got their fanbles on a Magitech device, a firing mechanism to be precise, but was rooked out of their hull by some heavy-handed coves. If you'll recall, that don't sit well with the code. If you're bold enough to rook a pirate out of his due, then you'd best be prepared for a visit from the rogues. And speaking of visiting rogues, Underfoot, over here, Dad. I want the pair of you working together on this. Pass sentence on them code-defying rooks, and bite back to that Magitech part. What's the last name me for? You're in charge of new recruits, aren't you? It's Ye's first assignment. You're to go along and give her the benefit of your wisdom. This person's name is Paramu Haramu. Okay. Since when was I in charge of new... bugger it. So I guess we're to be partners for now. The name's Paramu Haramu, but most of my fellows call me Underfoot. He might seem a touch reluctant, but Paramu's one of our best. Do as he says and you'll get the job done. Alright then, seeing as this is your first official outing, I want to be sure your dance steps are up to the task. With them short blades, you need to get in good and close to your mark, right? And we ain't bleeding swads in shining armor, and the lighter kit we wear ain't much protection from a click to the gan. A what? So if you don't fancy spitting blood and teeth, your best defense is simply not being there. Sliding around to a flank usually does the trick. But there's some rum fun every rogue should master, the Shade Shift. Clear your mind and trust in your speed, and you can leave an axe-wielding brute or spell-flinging mage chasing your shadow while you bury your stabbers in his guts. Right now it's time you put this lesson into practice against some of those Aurelie out in Lower Lanaska. Okay, that's easy. Bottom. I was helping. But not very much. Let's go ahead and get a couple more fates. Not fates, some more hunt targets. While we're out and about. Don't need buzzards. Already got dodos. This might be a little much for us. Yeah, we're below the requirements for it also. Let's just leave. Come on, just die. There you go. I really like that look. It's all slicey. There we go. Some Galagos. Hey, there's something we need. Cave bat. Middle of Anoskia, is that where Elport is? No. No, we should just go right on. That's the other low level area. It's an awkward transition. There's a quest here. What level is it? Level 10. We're gonna go do that quest. I didn't think there even were any more level 10 quests we hadn't done. But I guess I was wrong. That Sea Song Grotto has... Oh, hello. Oh my god, just get the door open. sorry. People having some issues. But I wanted to check in this little underground area. There was something... I think our Marauder had a thing in there if we needed. Yeah, these bogeys. But we don't need them. Balloons. What about right here? Do we need Aurochs? No. Hey there! For the love of Lane, not again. The leather's ripped to bloody shreds. No, there's not a rye with me breeches, you cheeky sod. It's the megala crabs. They have been at the balloon envelopes I left out to dry on the rocks. Those hellspawn snippers think they've found a squid or something and set to nibbling. Less balloons in the air means less cargo getting lifted, and that don't sit well with me. Looking for a quick job? Crack a few shells. Balloons? Oh. Yeah. Cool. So we'll help this lady. She has some problems with crabs. We're below the level for this fate. Well, I'm sure we can do it. We'll be okay. Come on. That's a problem. Hey, that's a lucky time. Yeah, I don't even know what I'm gonna do with my stealth stuff. Hide. Maybe there for now. Maybe there for now. Unable to obtain. My inventory is full. Well, that's a shame. Won't be long before a new crew of crabs comes sidling in to claim that territory. And our loads just keep getting heavier. Well, with all the rebuilding going on. If I don't want to be buried under a mountain of crates, I'd best think of a more lasting solution. Let's go do that fate. Just to the north. Because why not? Because we get some wild jackals too. So I gotta say, so far, this class feels a lot like Lancer, more than anything else. But all the DPS classes are kind of the same. All the melee DPS classes. I mean, Archer's kind of the same too. This early, there's not that much difference. Although I do feel that Arcanist stands out as being a very strange DPS class. One of the more exciting ones. Whoops. Done? There you go. Unable to receive all the seals. We have to go buy some stuff. What's this? Level 14. That might be a bit high for us. Not really, but it's gonna complain. Here, can we upgrade it all? Yes, we can upgrade a great deal. Slow here. We haven't gotten increased speed for this area yet. What are they doing? Just hiding there? You guys are a disgrace. That's an awful lot of things coming at me at once. There we go. We need to deal with that at some point. It's true. Let's move this to there, I guess. Same fate? Just again? No, it's different. We have nests. a little chaotic. Yeah, every single time we do anything. Like, I feel like we're killing them really fast, but they are spawning as fast as we kill them. We need to kill the nests, not just the dodos. Here. This would help if I had an AoE, but I don't. One more nest. There we go. Trait acquired. I can look at the traits. All fours reduces damage from falling, and increase movement speed, just in general? Wow. Let's go kill some Moroks. Do I need any of those birds right there? Nope. I should go back and do my level 5 quest. I mean, I was only trying to get ahead so we could make sure to do our level 10 quest right after, but it kind of got carried away. I should, but I'm not gonna. Any goblins? Doesn't look like it. Need the Ziz though. And these. Okay, I did the hedge moles. Don't need Ziz. Alright. Do we need those? Yep. Now this is an enemy type that I have not seen others of. Just this one group of mantises right here at this little fortress. Nothing that looks the same anywhere else. Don't need the fireflies. I bet I need some stuff down near the lighthouse. All the way on the other side of the world. Let me just check to see what else I have. Lower than Oskia, God's Grip. God's Grip. Upper than Oskia, Oakwood. We can go kill those, perhaps. Here, let me just get to next level. I mean, I know we're using up all our hunts, but I'm still surprised at how quickly we've leveled. Like, we pushed right up to 16. Unfortunately, we're going to be level 17 and not have anything left to hunt. So we'll have to grind out levels, or we have a couple quests to do a dungeon run, something like that. Okay, stop missing. Well, that's a problem. Alright, did we get those two? Yeah. Okay. Let's go back to Limsa. done with your practice then. The sting of them tentacled buggers will soon teach you to stay on your toes, eh? Now you've got your blood rushing, it's time to get down to work. We need to track down them addled coves what rooked that Magitech gadget. Might be as one of our rogues has heard something. The guild thrives on information, and we have agents scattered far and wide. Let's pay a visit to Etolwan? Ask her for a weak ale. I'm not setting you up for a laugh, yes, trust me. Lass. Where am I going? The Drowning Wench. Yeah, I remember seeing someone who looked just like you at the guild. Welcome to the Drowning Wench. What's your pleasure? A weak ale. Never in all my days. We may serve some cheap grog on the wench, but not that was watered down. If our usual ale is too bold for you, mayhaps you'd like to order from the underground menu? There's quite a lot on offer for a customer with your roguish charms. Was there something in particular I can help you with? Look at that, there's the dude. Parry move, power move. Trouble over that Magitech loot. It was not a subtle job. The gang in question is an unusual group of former pirates, called the Dainty Demolishers. They seem to be enamored of court dandy mannerisms, and have a preference for seizing Guardian machinery. They're also known for conspiring with goblins. Rumors say the Demolishers visit a beastman camp in Middle Lenoskia to fence their goods. And those goods generally take the form of Imperial technology. I imagine the goblins are rather pleased to take possession of a Mark 43 anti-aircraft cannon firing mechanism. If you mean to steal the device back, then your trail leads you to the goblin camp in Summerford. Summerford, eh? On your way, lass. Meet me across the river from the camp and we'll plan our next move. Thank you! I guess there's lots of people that dress like that. You're just a standard serving wench. I think we actually cleared this camp. Or no, we didn't clear this camp. We cleared some human camp, not the goblin camp. Get your noggin down. I've been snilching the action across the way there. No sign of the Demolishers, but I did see one of them gambler coves stuffing the gadget into his backpack. I knew a Tolwyn would steer us right. This is your chance, lass. Clout that gambler gobby and grabble that device. I've lost track of which gob it was, and I'm thinking it's that sod on the left. Just make sure you dance away from any bomb blasts. I like how they don't care that I'm here. Like, they don't aggro. They don't social. Nothing. Here. Hey, they did social. I'm shocked. That's the way, lass. It was not for me to do, but sit on my daddles and watch. Got the goods then. This is a device, ain't no mistaking. Let's get it back to the guild. We still owe them Demolisher bastards a million, but they'll keep for now. Here, you should be the one to deliver the prize to Jack. It was your hand what snatched it out of the goblin's paws. Captain, I say, some fiend has perpetrated violence upon our goblin colleagues, while we sought to wet our throats with fine libations. This will not stand, Captain. Our finely filched loot has been pilfered from under our noses. Blast and bother, my blood boils and bubbles at the temerity of this affront. I know not the identity of these audacious buffoons, but they shall be made to pay, and pay dearly. Yeah, that one. But no, she's a completely different race even. She just has a similar outfit. You managed to grapple that firing mechanism yet. There you go. Still in one piece, too. You've done well for your first assignment. It don't look like much, but the crew put their lives on the line to cloy this here bauble. They'll be pleased to see it snatched back from the rough bands. We've yet to do for the dainty demolishers, Jack. The job ain't over. You're right, Underfoot. It ain't. You break the code, you face the consequences. This is not at all what I expected from the inside of a convent. That's some temerity there. Your ignorance is understandable. After all, our schemes are always perfect. Our heists impeccable. Shall I reveal our infamous name and drink in your delicious tear? We are deadly, dastardly, and dictionally devilish. Quail before the dainty demolishers. Captain, that is the louse who misappropriated our merchandise. She's the self-same simpleton whom we trailed unnoticed to this very establishment. Surprise, surprise. Now, my dear dandies, let's not be unpleasant. We should endeavor to resolve this distastefulness without resorting to insults or other less diplomatic methods. At least not yet. You there. Yes, the clean-cheeked errand boy. Be a good fellow and fetch me your superior. One of your colleagues has committed a terrible crime against us, and we shall not be leaving until the proper restitution has been paid. An errand boy, now am I? Tell me, Captain, just what kind of place do you think this is, then? This place? I suppose it's some manner of convent. The one-eyed doorman named it the Dutiful Sisters of the Edelweiss, or some such. And you've yet to realize your mistake. Your fate was sealed the moment you dragged your sorry quarren across the threshold. Are you threatening me, boy? I'll have my fellows cut out that impudent tongue. We've exhausted our reserves of dainty today, lads. Show these fraudulent sisters how the demolishers deal with upstarts. You still don't understand, do you? There are but three sorts of coals with the doormen will let pass. Clients, recruits, I'll kill you all! Didn't your mom teach you not to interrupt a lady when she's talking? You'd have learned about the third sort of coal is a bollocks for brains Mark, but marches himself right into the rogue's den. Rogues? But we were so careful. I'd heard tales in my pirate days, stories about the merciless wraiths who upheld the code. They weren't called rogues back then, though. The upright thieves they were, the knives in the shadows. You can't be them, you're just trying to scare me. The captain of the dainty demolishers is not so easily cowed. To the hells with your deceptions. Huzzah! Huzzah for my fallen comrades. Nice action shot. Deceptions? Aye. Anyone you meet could be a rogue. Even a clean-cheeked errand boy. He's still breathing. Find some rope and string him up someplace in town. Now the job's done. Quite the introduction you had there, eh? Welcome to Limbs of the Minza's ever-churning underbelly, where the thieves shed their skins and become rogues. I'm not much for discussing the old days, but since it's come up, I might as well clear up the confusion. It was back when piracy was at its peak. The coves what protected the code were dimmer dammers, the best lads and lasses to be had from among the pirate crews. They bit back the goods, what was wrongly bitten, and came for the guilty under the cover of Darkmans. Upright thief became the title of these coves, what dealt in sanctioned stealing and milling. It was only those that had cut all ties with the buccaneer's life who was accepted into the ranks, conflicting loyalties and all that. They formed their own guild, and even their own way of speaking, and what was once pirates was pirates no more. Later on, when Melville took the admiral's chair, the upright thieves agreed to abide by her laws. We became the Rogues Guild to mark the change, and altered our recruiting policy to accept adventurers like yourself. But although the title is different, the job is the same. Uphold the code. Preserve the underground society what spawned us. just as you've done with this assignment. Keep up the good work, and you'll go far in the shadows. You can only carry one of them. I can't carry any more items. This is becoming a problem. Here, put these on our chocobo. There we go. A fine evening to you, yea. A fine evening for it is for a spot of work, wouldn't you agree? This time round, it seems some eager buccaneers scampered aboard a local merchantman and made off with a shipment of muskets. Seeing as it ain't lawful to cloy from a limousine vessel to begin with, the Yellow Jackets fell upon them daft coves before their boots was even dry. And they caught the pirates right there on the docks. But the stolen boomsticks was nowhere to be found. Fenced in a longboat deal, I'm thinking. That's when our guild was officially contracted to retrieve the goods, which weren't really needful since the code would have had us on the job anyway. You don't bite the purses of your fellow limousines and all that. So this is your assignment. Find out where the weapons went, and bite the shipment back. Seeing as the cutters that hit the merchantmen are already rotting in irons, you needn't rush in with your stabbers and stabbing. I want this job handled quick and quiet. And I have the perfect partner to show you how it's done. That my coat girl? Yeah. This here's Vikebi the Stray. Ain't no other rogue who can match her in the arts of skulking. Pleasure? There's some problem, Vikebi? You seem a bit out of sorts. I'm bloody starving. I had one of them finger sandwiches set aside, you know? Those egg-filled tasties they make at the Bismarck. But when I got back from my work, it was gone. Oh, that was Vikebi's? I thought it was Underfoot's. Well, you just head out on the job and I'll see if I can turn up that missing sandwich by the time you return. Alright, Jack. One more little detail. The musket was meant for the Yellow Jackets' armory, so once all is Bob, you can hand the goods to one of their coals directly. We can start when you're ready. I've had a colleague keeping a waddle out for aught that might help us, so I suggest you have a few words with her first. You'll find her at the Highland, posing as a fishmonger. Hello there, miss. Need carp and trout, lobster and shrimp. But I tell you've been looking for a special breed of fish. The long, shiny kind, what Bark will put a bloke on his arse. We don't sell that kind here, but you might try them foreign merchants. What was they called again? The Traders of Edge. They hail from the South Sea Isles, and they're known for dealing with all types of nasty spitters and cutters. I should warn you, these folk aren't ones for questioning the source of their merchandise. They seem more than happy to pay for the goods what come from below deck, so to speak. If you're still keen to get your hands on those rare fish, you best hurry. The Edge merchant what's visiting Limsa is looking to load up and leave the city. Just how he means to transport his goods remains a mystery. What with all the hired blades he's got nursing his operation, makes it harder for a girl to get close enough to eyeball the competition it does. I'll be sure to keep an eye peeled on your behalf, but it might be as ye can learn a little more from the folk around town. Okay. Oh, she waved up to her. That was cool. I didn't even notice. Traders of Edge. Well, if one of their merchants been staying in the city, someone will know something to point us in the right direction. The trick is to listen without being seen. You'd be surprised at how coals will cackle when they think no one else is about. We'll focus on places with see plenty of traffic. You can have the Bismarck, the ferry docks, and the East Hawkers Alley. So, it's at the Bismarck, so that's the culinarians. Diving Dove appears distressed over some matter. Approach her while cloaked by hide. Diving Dove is grumbling in discontent. The sneer on that customer's face. Does he think I can command the skillet to cook more swiftly, just to meet his pressing departure schedule? I don't know how things are done in the South Seas, but here in Limbs of the Minza, folk appreciate that fine cuisine cannot be rushed. Come now, Dove, you must not speak ill of the patrons. Now, what was next on my list? Ah, another finger sandwich for the dutiful sisters. Someone there must be rather fond of eggs. This is going to be a running joke, isn't it? That they ate her sandwich. Nothing else up here. Rerenasu appears distraught. Ririnasu is mumbling anxiously. Curse my sense of duty. What did I had stayed at the lunch for the extra pint instead of returning early? I didn't ask to see anyone being bribed, and certainly not my relief pilot. I wonder what that merchant was about. Smuggling? Most likely. Should I report it? Well, what if I'm being watched? I could end up face down in the harbor. Gerulf is speaking in a low but lively tone to a nearby customer. That's a Sahagin, isn't it? You have quite an eye for quality, sir. We've a splendid range of produce from every corner of Eosia, but one simply cannot visit Limbs of the Minza without sampling some of the local specialties. Would you care for some freshly squeezed orange juice? Or perhaps our famed salt cod? And this is not helping me at all. Should have came here last. Welcome back. Hope you're stroking well. You might be an angel of death with the daggers, Dove, but any rogue what shuns the shadows is headed for an early grave. A sneaky mort can nose about without risking a scrap, or slip herself into the best position to ambush a mark. Once they've seen you, though, your rum fun is done. Hiding is part concealment and part distraction, and you won't be disappearing on a cove what already knows you're there. Alright, I'm done prattling. What'd you manage to learn about our musket-buying merchant friend? He bribed a ferryman. Slipping coin to a ferry pilot, was he? And by what you heard from that chef, this trader means to hop the twig soon. Matches my own findings. He's vacated his rooms at the inn and paid his dues in full. Being a merchant, we can be sure he won't be leaving without his merchandise. So here's the plan. We wait for him to stack his goods on the pier, then you ghost in and grabble them firearms. I'm hoping we can get the job done quiet and under cover of Darkmans. But it never hurts to be prepared for the worst. Sounds like he's got a small army of sellswords on the table. I'll send word to the Yellow Jackets and have them post a coal near Hawker's Alley. Your stealth mission. You're not supposed to be here. I order my hirelings to keep the jetty clear. 1, 2, 3. There's one missing. My crate of muskets. It's gone. It's a Lalafell, of course. Thief! Stop her, you useless sluggards. What am I paying you for? This wasn't how it was supposed to go. I guess we probably should help her. Slink past anyone else. That's what I want to do. That's not the right one. I am not here. You do not see me. There we go. That turned hairy, didn't it? Once you reached the Yellow Jacket, though, the merchant called off his blades. Wise enough to cause losses, I'll give him that. I'd say we're all done here. Let's head inside and tell Jack the Benny news. I heard the sounds of fighting coming from outside, and now I have witted the cause of it. I thought we were aiming for subtle on this job. That many swads was there, but you got the Yellow Jackets what they wanted, so all's well that ends well, eh? You're on your way to becoming a first-class rogue, eh? And the job didn't exactly unfold as planned, but do you see the value of keeping out of sight? Skulking might seem slow, but it can save you time, and a fair amount of bleeding in the long run. Speaking of unexpected developments, I have a bit of bad news for you, Bikebi. I searched high and low. It seems some unprincipled cove has yaffled your sandwich. There were naught but crumbs to be found. No, my sandwich, it was a Bismarck special. Do you know how much I was looking forward to that meal? Me belly's about ready to cave in on itself. 'Tis a tragedy of the highest order, love, and you know I can't bear to see me rogues in such distress. So I gave Underfoot a special assignment. You should be back any moment now, with a freshly made Bismarck special finger sandwich. You did that for me. You're not japing with me, are you, Jackal? This ain't no japing matter. 'Tis a guildmaster's responsibility to see that all his coves and moats are at their best for the job. Jack, there you are. I've got that sandwich ordered. And didn't the chef give me a waddleful when I said we was in a hurry? Maybe next time you could think twice before you yaffle a fellow's rogues. Afore ye yaffle a fellow rogue sup. Oh, bollocks. Jack, did you eat my supper? Now, lass, let's not be hasty. There's a fresh news sandwich right here for you. No harm done, eh? You have cloyed something what belongs to me, Jack. I can't ignore the code. Aye, the code. We mustn't ignore the code. You're having a laugh, aren't you, lass? Lass? That might be the swiftest string-up I've ever seen. A punishment to fit the crime. Take a good long look, yea. The code exists to preserve peace in Limsa, to keep the alleys from running red with blood. The city's my home, and I'll draw daggers on any cove fool enough to threaten that peace. A pointed lesson. Let's head inside, eh? Your sandwich will get cold. Hey! Do you mean to leave me here all night? At least you gave me a grand view of the harbor. God's pissed these roads are tight. And now we find ourselves indebted to the Rogues Guild. The Rogues Guild. The impropriety of it all. Would that I could see them occupying a cell next to those thieving pirates. Ow! Them ropes will leave chafe marks for a bleeding week. I may have wriggled myself free, but that's the last time I let my belly do the thinking. And just think, Vakebi strung me up over an egg sandwich. Those coves what well and truly stomp on the code get it far worse. Keep up your training, lass, and you'll soon be handing out rogue justice yourself. Yay, just the mort I was hoping to see. I haven't quite figured out what the difference is between cove and mort yet. Anyway, we've some nasty trouble brewing. The client's on his way, so sit tight and pay attention. I'm calling Underfoot and the Stray on as well. There'll be a right little rogue family reunion. Jack, the client's arrived. Our guest here comes from the Maelstrom Command, with confidential orders direct from the Admiral herself, so you know this won't be a simple job. I'm afraid your guildmaster speaks truly. It was several days ago when an emaciated man stumbled into one of our camps, seeking aid. Upon questioning the poor fellow, we discovered he had narrowly escaped a life of slavery. He claimed the pirates had raided his village, abducting him and many others to sell on a black market auction block. We dispatched a patrol to confirm, and found the village almost completely destroyed. It was a meager settlement without so much as a guardhouse. Thus did its unkind fate escape our notice until now. You'd think these pirates had never heard of the code. Pillaging honest coals and dipping their wicks in the slave trade, they're headed the right way for a good stabbing. Though it ain't set down in so many wits, the code's notoriously unforgiving against those as raise weapons against the weak. After all, the first pirates in these parts were coals that was fleeing oppression in the northern seas. Ignore your history, you risk becoming what it was you hated most. So you have a mark for us, then? That we do. From the descriptions given to us by the escaped villager, we've determined these lawbreakers are members of the Jolly Merchants, a pirate crew in possession of an official privateering license. It would appear that privateering has been naught but a screen behind which they hide their illicit activities. One can only imagine how many other Liminsan citizens have fallen prey to these wicked slavers. We've let it happen right under our noses. Naturally, the Admiral desires a swift resolution to this ignominy, but merely tracking down those poor souls who've already been sold is proving heavily taxing to our allocated resources. We could throw more soldiers at the problem, but that runs the risk of drawing the small folks' attention and inciting undue panic. Thus do we come to the Rogues Guild for help. We ask that you eliminate the Jolly Merchants and liberate the villagers presently in their custody, and that you do so with discretion. Consider it done. When those nasty coves will feel our short blades pricking into their backs, they'll enjoy but a brief moment of regret before the code is rightly enforced. Alright, let's get to work. I'll be going after the Jolly Merchants myself. Underfoot, McKebby, you two lend your skills to the Maelstrom's investigation. See what you can whittle about the coals would have already been sold. Yeah, you're coming with me. I think you're ready for the next step in your education. Shall we get after these slaving cutthroats then? Our client tells me the Jolly Merchantmen set sail from Elport a few days ago. They might even be aboard an Imperial ship or two, but that's just some mummery they're putting on to amuse the Admiral's swads. I reckon the rest of the crew will be back on land, looking to snap the shackles on a fresh herd of chattel. And just to prove my theory right, one of them jolly bastards got himself spotted creeping about the Ruffmans in Lower Lenoskia. There's a Benny Cove over at the Morabee dry docks by the name of Swarsint who'll likely know the full story. He's more of a shipwright than a rogue these days, but he keeps his glazes keen for the guild. Head on over and have yourself a prattle, and I'll join you soon, like. Let's go have ourselves a prattle. I know what you are. What can old Swarsund do for you? Hunting down Jolly Merchant slavers. Well, that explains a few things. I was keeping an eye on the bustle about the dry docks, you see, when I spied an odd trio off in the distance. This rough-looking sod, one of your pirates, I'd wager, was prodding along another bloke, and this poor skinny lass. I have seen whipped curs less miserable than the two being herded. Last I saw, they were headed south. If what you're saying about the slavery business is true, the Jolly Merchant's not going to walk his charges all the way to market. Likely he has a boat waiting for them. If I were a slaver heading south, my vessel would be hidden somewhere along the Salt Strand. Doesn't leave you much time. You said Jack was on his way, right, yes? You'd best go on ahead. I'll point him in the right direction when he gets here. Alright, we need to head that way anyway. I don't remember which mobs in particular we needed. Not the fireflies. I know one was Kakirin. Not the jackals. I'm not going to go yet till we get these. I know it's Kieran, but there were others. There we go. Kieran. That's it. We learned Trick Attack. That's the one that's, basically it's backstab, right? Yeah. Let's put that... there. No. Swarson came through for us, eh? What have we got here? This one looks like a charmer. Move, I told you. You peg-legged grandma hobbles quicker than you. Or maybe you need another thrashing, is that it? You already forgot what happens when you try me generous patience. I'm sorry, please no more beatings. We walked as fast as we could. We need food, water. Then get in the boat and shut your trap. She'll get fed when we reach the other side. The other side? Where are you taking us? Are you challenging me, or just plain daft? I told you to keep your bleeding mouth shut. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Leviathan Scaliar, she's weeping again. Listen, we're headed to Aleport. Everyone goes to Aleport. We've been there like... okay. That's where me and my shipmates gather to take stock of the merchandise, and decide what gets sold where. You see, some buyers want only lads, while others is looking for lasses. As long as we keep these rich bastards happy, we make more coin than we ever did scrapping with the Empire's war galleys. Not that you care about that, I suppose. What matters to you is you'll be loaded onto the Jolly Merchantman, sailed off to God knows where, and Limsa will be a distant memory. So if I was you, I'd fill the empty belly with one last big gobful of sweet Lanoskian sea breeze. I'm so tempted to put a blade twixt his eyes here and now, but that won't get the job done. We'll let him guide us to his mates in Aleport, then we'll mill the whole bloody lot of them. jolly merchants get their due. Don't you worry about that. They've gone. We best hurry to Aleport. Unless you have a quicker way, there's a ferry what leaves from Candlekeep Quay. I mean, this is kind of dark. This game, it has, you know, more adult themes than you think of for, you know, that I'm used to from playing Warcraft. I mean, the whole Arcanus is about how this girl was abused, and now she's trying to, you know, rebuild her life. And this is all about people being enslaved, and us trying to free them. Or not even that, we're not trying to free them, we're trying to punish the people that did it. That jolly merchant cove still with his captives. Seems they've taken a room under an alias. Hiding their operation in plain sight, bold as brass, but it's an old slaver's trick. See, even if some coal recognizes the merchandise, only a single handler gets boned. The rest of the crew just whistles, all innocent-like, while their mate is marched off to cry cockles. And you can bet they threaten bloody murder for any prisoner what raises a hue and cry. Patience now. We just wait until we're sure all these blackguards have arrived. Meanwhile, you'd better sharpen your stabbers. We have a busy night ahead of us. Ought to be long enough. We'll just have to hope there ain't any stragglers. Listen closely now, lass. The merchants are disguised as plain old adventurers, and have settled themselves in 3 separate rooms here in Aleport. How do we whittle which coves are the merchants? Easy. Take a look at the dandies, the daddles of that bingo swilling coal over yonder. He's wearing lavender gloves, the exact same type what that nasty sod at the salt strand had on. That'll be how they find each other in a crowd. Of course, it's also how I whittled where each of those bastards was staying. Just snitch the hopeless glazes of the company they keep, and you can be sure you found your mark. So here's the job all laid out for you. We hit all 3 common rooms, mill the merchants quick and dirty like, and get those captives their bleeding lives back. Alright? Oi, the storeroom's door's been forced open. Some thieving sod's been out the ale. Can't have gotten far. Better get the lads and do a sweep of the port. Was that merchant cove gulping pilfered ale? You'd think they'd be doing their best not to draw attention to themselves, all things considered. Bloody oaks. And now we've got a swarm of yellow jackets buzzing about, looking for blood. And if they spot us wandering around in the Darkmans, I've got a feeling they'll axe first, and ask questions later. Be best if the patrols never even knew we was here. We'll slip as sneaky as we can into each of the common rooms. Use them telltale lavender gloves to identify our marks. There's innocent coals in there as well, mind, so let's try not to stab any as don't deserve it, eh? I think we should head out one at a time to better avoid them. I'll let you take the lead, after you. So, don't hurt the yellow jackets. Those are cops. Hurt the people in the purple gloves. Let the little Lalafell go. These don't have purple gloves. About you? I don't think you do. Pray, take your disagreement outside. No. Time to go stabby. You are free. Oop. There we go. 2 for 1. Looks to be the last of them. You didn't even need my help. Back into the shadows, lass. Oh. There's quite a few of them. All right. Not a bad night's work, eh? The maelstrom will be taking care of them poor coals we freed, and I have made sure none of the merchants we downed are likely to get up again. As for the Jolly Merchantman, well, her crew can expect a visit from the Admiral's finest galleys. Won't be for tea and crumpets on the poop deck. Right, me nighty lass. Our part in this is done. Time to head back to the sisters. Are you the one who freed us? Was there something else we could do for you, miss? The maelstrom swad to take you home, if that's what you're worried about. Oh no, I know, I just wanted to thank you. If I may, there was one other thing I wish to tell you. Moments before you rescued me, that dreadful pirate was muttering into his cups. It was something about another raiding party that hadn't made it back yet. I beg your pardon? It seems they've been hunting for slaves in western Lanaskia, and being so close to Aleport, our captor assumed they were rounding up chattel until last bell. I just couldn't bear the thought of anyone else suffering as I have. Is there not you can do? There certainly is. Get yourself safely home and leave this stray pack of jackals to us. I'll pray for your success. Thank you again. So much for savoring a victory pint. I'll send word of this development to Underfoot and the Stray. We've some well-earned trade for the last of these jolly merchants. By the by, how's your throwing arm, ye? Think it's time I learned you how to fling a proper blade. When you're out in the wide open roughlands, you often find the need to sting a cove from a distance. And I'm sure a candy lass like yourself will figure all sorts of uses for a well-thrown dagger. Keep it in mind for when we hunt down the rest of them slavers. And we can just go right on to the next one. This is still level 15. I mean, the previous one was level 15, wasn't it? Maybe I'm wrong. No. This is level 15. This is the same quest, just continuing on. We're going to learn Mug. Increases chance of additional items being dropped if Mug is dealt before or as the finishing blow. Nifty. 2-minute cooldown. Those last few jolly merchantmen bastards must be camped out somewhere in western Ladoskia. If I was a black-blooded, gill-gubbing slaver, where would I be hiding? There's naught to the west but Sahagan pools. Even those bollocks for brains pirates know better than to trespass on fishback territory. And they won't want a chance running into patrols near Elport, so that just leaves us east. The flock? Aye, they'll be nestled down in the ruins out there amongst the dodos. That's where we'll try to pick up the trail. Head on over and snooch the place while I send word to the sisters and the maelstrom. Rotano people. Thank you for freeing us. We've been tied up here since those awful pirates snatched us from our beds. Those are some interesting looking dodos you got there, eh? No sign of the merchants, though, eh? Their leader mentioned heading over to Aleport. Said something about there being no signal, and that was a signal something was wrong. They just left us hobbled here like lambs for market. One of them japed about keeping the meat unsullied in case there was trouble. Pray, let us free for this place before they return. And who are you to just sidle in and let set loose our hard-won prizes? 'Twas the damnedest thing. We'd half a crew lodging in Alport, and not a one of them survived the night. Done in by a couple sneaky curs what favored short blades, they say. I suppose that was you too. Seems you have a bone to pick with our choice of trade. Can't say we have much use for slavers, except as a place to bury my knives. And I wouldn't bother myself with waiting on your ship to come back either. The jolly merchants are done for. You might have the right of it, lad. But then you wouldn't know the kind of coin 3 healthy slaves like them ones will bring us. I'll have a new ship and a new crew afore a single moon has passed. You hear that, chattel? You're each worth a shining bloody fortune, and you have me to thank for helping you learn your true worth. Ignore this bleeding sod. In fact, why don't you step back a ways? These coves are about to learn the consequences of breaking the code, and the discussion is likely to get messy. Did you not think we'd come for you? You can try to stifle your victim's screams in the Darkmans, but the shadows are always listening. Oh, keep your distance from the birds. And use dagger throws. Gotcha. Dodos. Kind of loud. You guys are late. Thank you. I shudder to think what horrid fate awaited us had you not helped us to escape. I knew someone would come. You're just like the heroes in the stories. They always arrive at the perfect time and triumph over the villains. You think I could be a hero like you? I know I can be brave and strong too, I just know it. You don't want to be like me, lad. Listen now. Me and those coves there, We're the ones what the scary folk are afraid of, and that's because we keep the rules for the world they live in. We don't much care if you shirk your chores or get into fights. But if you ever break the code and betray your mates, that's when we'll come after you, no matter how far you run or how well you hide. Live your life like the hero you want to be, and you'll never need to worry about that. You two can stubble and all. I assume you're the citizens who were abducted by the Jolly Merchants. I'm Captain Malaya of the Yellow Jackets. Maelstrom Command has entrusted me with conducting you to safety. It's alright, lad. These folk will take care of you. Go on. You best not get left behind. Was there aught else, Captain? Word on a new job? A job? From me? For you? How patently absurd! I'd rather hire a sewer rat to mind my larder. Was it during one of your jobs that you turned Aleport into a slaughterhouse? What dark age is this that we must employ assassins to enforce the law? It is this continued dalliance with underworld miscreants such as you that prevents Limsa Limenza from ever fully expunging the stain of piratical infection. Look at these weapons you bear. A civilized person uses such implements to carve meat or peel fruit and leaves them at table where they belong. Do you perhaps clench them twixt your teeth as you swing over rails like the pirates you hunt? Our fair city has no place for those who refuse to abandon the brutish ways of the past. The only champions of justice this nation requires are the valiant and forthright soldiers of the Yellow Jackets. Jack, what the bloody hell does this coal want from us? I've not the foggiest idea, love. Just smile and nod. I've not come here to be patronized. I've come to put a decisive end to piracy in all its forms. Consider this visit a gauntlet thrown at the collective feet of the Rogues Guild. Heed well my words. Just before dawn this very morn, a maelstrom vessel, stocked with provisions, was boarded and looted by pirates. Much of the cargo was stolen, and that's vexing indeed. But it is the theft of 3 items in particular, 3 unique treasures of nigh incalculable worth, that most distress my martial colleagues. As for the brigands, they made well their escape, disappearing into the dawn's mist along with their precious plunder. A rum tale. What's it to do with us? I challenge you. A contest to reclaim these stolen treasures. Should my Yellow Jackets and I succeed in retrieving the greater share, I shall formally propose the abolition of the Rogues Guild. Upon review of our achievements, the Admiral will surely concede that your unscrupulous institution has outlived its usefulness. Blow it out your waddle. A better ways to spend my time. Do you now? That expression on her face, oh my. This institute constitutes a theft against the nation of Limsa Limenza. Does that not violate your beloved code? If I'm not mistaken, you have no choice but to rise to the occasion, unless you mean to slink back into your hole and abandon the fundamental precepts of your duty. Alright, you screeching shrew. You've made your point, and you'll be sorry you did, I promise you that. Your paltry promises amount to naught in the face of my conviction. I shall not rest until Limsa is free of every last buccaneer, scoundrel, and shadow-dwelling never-do-well. What now, Jack? For right now, we have back to the sisters. No, not that one. We just did that one. Let's just go back to Limsa. I do like, well, okay, there's a very different character to this quest line, I find. Like, most of the others are all, here, we're giving you another trial to see if you're progressing in your chosen field. Like, the Lancers would say, we're going to have you work with this person to train you up. This is very clearly, you know, we're not in training. We're just being given jobs to work on. We're working right alongside the Guildmaster. And he's teaching us stuff on the job, of course, but it's not training. It's the job. I like it. I find that this is definitely more engaging than most of the class quests. For a wee lass, that Malala's got some bollocks. It seems she's well done with what whiffs a pirate stock. I don't take kindly to Cole's pulling my strings, but the shrew is right. The code's been broken and we've a job to do. From the sounds of it, though, them coves know what they were about when they cloyed them treasures. I'll need you at your best. It's time you learned the art of mugging. Rough up a Cole in just the right way and he'll give up more than what you'd get if you just plain knocked him on his arse. Me and the lads will be busy whittling the story on them bitten baubles, so you're free to head out and sharpen your skill. Might even be as you'll pocket some extra blunt while you're at it. Alright. We don't have enough for the next quest. It was time to leave. Where should we leave? In Elport itself? We finished up our hunting, right? Yeah. Now we just need to get to level 20 and get the next set. Alright. Kill some things. Kill some things. Escort. Kill some things. That might be a hunt target. Or like a bounty, right? Rage Claw. Wanted target. And there we go. Use a glowing abdomen. I don't have one. Defeat Evenfall Fireflies to obtain them. And that gave me 4. There we go. Last one. That firefly there. Or very likely the same firefly. Just respawned. Perfect. All right, last one. Sorry, got distracted by something else. Ooh, need to get that first. We killed the last one of these. There we go. Not enough to get us to the next level yet, but every little bit counts. Half a level. Alright, we'll push up further some other time, I think. So right now, our classes look like this. We've got most of our... We have all the starting classes started. Rogue, Archer and Lancer are noticeably below the others. Pugilist is further out ahead of the others. White Mage is also kind of ahead. I would like to get Arcanist and Thaumaturge up and Archer. I might just go and do the next set of MSQ as a White Mage. I kind of don't want to, but I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I'm going to stop here for now, so thank you everybody for watching. We'll continue tomorrow.